The Acer Windows Mixed Reality headset is an incredible way to experience virtual reality. At the end of the show, I'll share how to see my review and how you can win these headsets for your classroom. Episode 349, Planning Your Lessons with the Classroom Chef Model.
The 10-Minute Teacher Podcast with Vicki Davis. Every weekday, you'll learn powerful, practical ways to be a more remarkable teacher today.
Today, we're talking with John Stevens from Southern California. He is an instructional math and technology coach. John, you have co-created the Classroom Chef. Okay, what is the Classroom Chef?
Well, the Classroom Chef is an idea, a model, a way for teachers to take more risks and promote the curiosity, the natural curiosity that students have in classrooms. We take and break things up into appetizers, entrees, side dishes, desserts as if it were a fine meal. And that way we can begin to prepare lessons instead of just going through lesson planning.
Are you calling it a classroom meal or are you calling it a recipe? Because really, a recipe is one dish, but it sounds like you're looking at it from a menu perspective, huh?
Yeah, it's the full menu for a particular lesson. You've got your feast that you were about to serve. You want to make sure that things pair well with one another. You want to make sure that your customers, your clients, your students start off with something that they'll enjoy and then have something that they'll finish and remember the lesson that they've had a chance to engage in.
Okay, so give me an example of a memorable Classroom Chef menu.
Just one. I'm big on multimedia to start a lesson. So getting students to watch a video of somebody going ziplining in some tropical region and getting the students to think like, what is happening today? What is it that we're going to do in class? And moving into the entree would be the idea, hey, we're going to go ziplining today. And it's not actually us going ziplining. I haven't gotten parent permission slips, but instead, we're going to send Barbie dolls and stuffed animals and different objects down a fishing line and see what the safest yet most fun zipline experience is and justify it with mathematics.
So this would be like a geometry.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. So you get the zipline, you rig it up, and that's your sort of main dish, I guess. And then are your side dishes like where you're saying, okay, let's review some formulas, or what else would you have in there?
So for us, the side dishes are the things that make the lesson pop. And it's the attention to detail that you put into the handout. And it, just like in a fine meal, when you have side dishes that go with a great meal, they're things that accent and complement the actual heart of the meal. So for us, it is a matter of designing a lesson that has the periphery be a part of the lesson as well. Can you set up your classroom in a way that supports the lesson that you're about to teach? What things can make that lesson pop?
Awesome. Okay, what's the dessert then there, John?
The dessert is the assessment. So I know that those are usually not synonymous. Dessert is something that we absolutely look forward to. But what we're trying to do is to try to restructure it to where assessment is something that we want to do and something that we want to partake in. And we want students to feel like they have ownership of. So the assessment, the dessert part of it, is getting students to determine which of those zip lines is the safest yet most fun, and doing it in a way that makes it a democratic process to where there's conversation, there's collaboration happening in a classroom.
Oh, but John, what teachers are going to ask? Well, how do I give a grade? I know you want to cringe, but they're going to ask it, right?
Oh, that's fine. We've done this. I've gotten the opportunity to do this for the past 5 years, and every year there are grades given, and it is part of it. The students are still going to do their work. They're still going to, yes, you're right. This is part of a geometry lesson. It's also been part of a statistics lesson, also part of an 8th grade lesson. So the mathematics that goes into it, the work that goes into it, is assessed for accuracy because we need to know how much rope or how much line would need to be used in order to create the zip line. The part that I really want as far as the assessment and the feedback I'm giving students is in that conversation and collaboration that happens whole class.
Can you give me another example?
Yeah, we've had science teachers try to create something along those lines. And instead of starting off with a lesson on stoichiometry, showing a video, again, going back to my favorite type of appetizer, some sort of media to engage the students right away, get them curious right away, get some thoughts provoked or some questions asked right away to be able to start up like, hey, what happened there? Why did that trash can full of ping pong balls just explode? And then be able to lead into, hey, here's the entree. We're going to make a similar thing happen. And in order to do so, we need to understand the complexities of chemistry in order for that experiment to be successful.
How does this look, though, when you're planning it out? You're just thinking about it differently and using, the same old forms and the same old ways you've planned before? Or it's just a way of thinking about your lesson? Or how do you kind of coach this approach?
Very good question on that. The modality really doesn't matter as much to me as the process. We have some teachers that I work with in my district. I get the opportunity to work with about 1,100 teachers on a regular basis. And some of them prefer a document. Some of them prefer just to throw things out there and bounce some ideas. But the one thing that we really start with is the end in mind. What is the objective that the students need to be able to know by the end of the period or by the end of the unit or whatever it is, whatever the time frame is? What is it that they need to know? And then how can we build a lesson around that concept to where from start to finish, students want to be there?
So, John, how do teachers get started with this approach and learn more?
Obviously, they can look into our book. Matt Vaudry and I got the opportunity to write a book called The Classroom Chef, and it's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. We have a website, classroomchef.com, for the math folks, because this did start out as two math teachers talking about and riffing on different ideas. We have a lot of resources for math teachers. They can go to classroomchef.com/links, and there are a myriad of appetizers, entrees, side dishes, and dessert, different links that people can go to and access for free at any point in time, be able to dive in there and check them out.
Fun. So teachers, I think this is a fascinating approach, and it's one that this metaphor I'm going to be thinking about, because I think it's something we can kind of all relate to: an appetizer and a main dish with side dishes and a dessert. And really, because, here's the thing is we know that we need to change things up about every 20 minutes in terms of what we're doing. So thank you so much, John.
Thank you. And just to add one small bit onto that, you think about a lot of the meals that we go and we enjoy, but may not have the time for. We get everything all at once and finish our meal. If we've ever gotten the opportunity to go to a fine dining restaurant, they bring it out in small bits and pieces. And it is, your appetizer, enjoy that first, then move on to the entree. And each piece is enjoyed in its entirety and in its own solitary environment. I want to be able to build something along those lines with students and not just dump today's content onto them.
One dish meals, they might work sometimes, but we usually kind of steer away from that, don't we? Read my review of the Acer Windows Mixed Reality Headset at coolcatteacher.com/VR and learn how to enter to win a STEAM lab makeover from Acer and Microsoft, who are giving away 10 Acer Windows Mixed Reality headsets and 10 Acer Aspire 7 laptops. Learn how at coolcatteacher.com/VR and see the virtual reality video I shot using my Acer Windows Mixed Reality headset. This is a fantastic tool for your classroom.
Thank you for listening to the 10-Minute Teacher Podcast. You can download the show notes and see the archive at coolcatteacher.com/podcast. Never stop learning.